Greg, okay to approve and release these exec minutes? Let's see if
Yeah, no.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to open the Board of Selectmen's meeting for June 20th, 2016 at 6:30. First on the agenda is our Pledge of Allegiance. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Second on the agenda, which is a reorganization of the Board of Selectmen, Chairman, Vice Chairman, and Clerk, and I would like to have that tabled so that both Selectman Sullivan and Selectman Marcy can be here to participate in that. Any problems? Okay. I will say that Selectman Sullivan and Selectman Marcy had previous commitments made for tonight, so they will not be attending tonight's meeting, as you can see. Item number 3, Board of Selectmen minutes of June 6, 2016. Do I have a motion?
so moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Executive minutes, June 6, 2016. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move that we approve and release the executive minutes of June 6th.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Unanimous vote?
Unanimous vote on both. Item number 4, appointments. Under new appointments, Constable David J. Knitsky, term to expire June 30th, 2019. Jack Zakowski, term to expire June 30th, 2018. Sean Guerin, term to expire June 30th, 2017.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to approve the appointment of David J. Konechny for Constable, term to expire 6/30/2019. Jack Zakowski with a term to expire 6/30/2018. And Sean Guerin, term to expire 6/30/2017.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote unanimous. Item B, Council on Aging, Sharon Nelson, term to expire June 30th, 2019.
So moved.
Second.
Would you come on up? Sharon, please. Sharon, just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you are looking to be on the Council on Aging.
I have moved back to Dudley last May, so I've been here a little over a year. I did live here 34 years ago, but since then I've lived in Worcester. I was participating in a Methodist church in Worcester, and they're closing, so since I moved back to Dudley, I'm reestablishing myself here in town, and I've become more involved with the Dudley Senior Center with Margaret and a few others down there. I teach a computer class down there, and it was suggested that I do this, run for the Council on Aging, because I have a great interest in helping the elderly and trying to find more activities for them to do, and here I am today. So.
Okay, thank you. Any questions for Sharon?
That's good.
No, we appreciate you coming forward and giving of your time and talents to help Council on Aging. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a motion to accept?
And
Oh,
a
we do.
second.
I already made it.
Thank
And a
you.
second.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item C, Assistant Electrical Inspector Neil Piazza, term to expire June 30th, 2017. Come on up. George, if you'd like to come up also, you may. That's up to you.
How we doing tonight?
Evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and your background, please.
I've been a town resident for over 15 years. My name's Neil A. Piasta. I've been licensed for over 20 years as a licensed electrician, and I would like to serve the town as the assistant wiring inspector. I'd like to serve the town. I'd like to be an assistant wiring inspector.
Okay.
And I feel that I can serve it better than the assistant right now who lives in Charlton.
Okay. Any questions?
You left-handed?
Am I left-handed?
Yeah.
No.
I'll still vote for you anyway. I'm going to make the motion, and then I'd like to make a comment, but I'm going to move that we appoint Neil Piasta as Assistant Electrical Inspector with a term to expire June 30th, 2017.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Well, I'd like to make a comment, and I want the people
Sorry.
to know that both Cappy Bateman, longtime electrical inspector, and Carl Gago, our current inspector, both wrote letters of praise and recommendation on Neil's behalf. So for me, this is a clear no-brainer.
Thank you.
All set? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimous. Welcome aboard and the best of luck to you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Neil.
Thank you very much.
Item number D, full-time patrolman, Police Department probationary period ends July 2nd, 2016. Ryan Daniels, Keith Remillard.
Mr. Chairman, while we're waiting for him to come up, I'll make a motion to appoint Ryan Daniels and Keith Remillard to the position of full-time patrolman effective July 2nd, 2016. One-year term, Chief?
No, it's actually a permanent appointment because it's
Permanent
full-time.
appointment doesn't, okay.
Second.
Okay. All in favor? Any discussion? Chief, would you like to say anything?
Sure, I'll just say that both Officer Ryan Daniels was off this evening, couldn't make it. I'll try to have him come in at another meeting when he's working. Keith was working this evening, and both of these guys, they started July 2nd last year, right after the first of the year, and they've been doing a great job and very, very busy, very involved with a lot of things. They're working on second shift mostly, so they're all certainly getting into times when things are very busy, but they perform very well over this period of time and have no problem recommending both of them for permanent positions.
Okay. Would you like to make some comments for us?
I'd just like to thank the chief again for having us here in the first place. I'll speak for Ryan as well. It was a great year. It went by really, really fast. I can't believe it's already been a year. We have a great department. You guys know that. It's just we're happy to be here. So I just want to thank you guys.
Okay.
And two more excellent appointments. And the people of Dudley need to know and be grateful for the quality of the patrolmen we currently have and the sergeants and those that are waiting in the wings to move in. I'm very pleased with both of these names. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll just make a quick comment. I truly believe that we have a very, very strong police department in the town of Dudley, and we're very fortunate to have the officers that we have, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Okay. Did we vote?
No.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimous. Best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Keith. Thanks, Chief. I'm going to make a quick motion here. Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move under item 4, or is it 5? CD, I think that's E, really, isn't it, Mish? Isn't this 4E, reappointments? Okay. I'm going to move that we appoint the following people to one-year terms to expire June 30th, 2017. Animal Control Officer Jen Fitzgerald, Animal Bond Inspector Jennifer Fitzgerald, Assistant Animal Control Officer Robert Fitzgerald, Central Mass Regional Planning Office Bill Trifone, Cable Access Coordinator Ted Barron, Cable Government Affairs Manager Fred Sugar, Chief Procurement Officer Greg Valiakonis, Council on Aging Director Margaret Bussier, Electrical Inspector Carol Gago, Plumbing Gas Inspector Jay Spau, Council on Aging Josephine Badieri, Municipal Hearings Officer, Chapter 148B, Greg Valiakonis. That's it.
Second.
All those in favor, or any discussion? Nope. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimously.
John, you got the next one?
Yep. Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to reappoint the following to a three-year term to expire June 30th, 2019. Conservation Commission, Frank Ardecki. Cultural Council, Joan Zumphy. Historical Commission, Patricia Byron. And Historical Commission, Christopher Rawson. Zoning Board of Appeals, let's vote on those first.
Yeah, those are different. I'm going to second that motion.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I'd also
Motion
like
carries.
to move to reappoint to the Zoning Board of Appeals the following: John Glynn with a term to expire of June 30th, 2021. John Julian with a term to expire of 6/30/2020. George Slingo with a term to expire of 6/30/2019. Brian Canty with a term to expire of 6/30/2018. William LePage serve as an alternate with a term to expire 6/30/2017. And Wesley Merzaka, alternate, term to expire 6/30/2017.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number E, resignations. Roger Dubois, effective June 30th, 2016, Municipal Hearing Officer, Chapter 148B, and Zoning Board of Appeals. Dear Honorable Board of Selectmen and Administrator, please accept this letter as my resignation as a member of the Zoning Board of Appeals, effective June 30th, 2016. I want to thank the Board of Selectmen and the town administrator for their cooperation and support while I was a member of this board. Sincerely, Roger Dubois. Any comments?
I just wish that I would like at some point to acknowledge Roger's extensive length of service, his dedication to the town. He is one fellow I would like to see and acknowledge him catching him doing a lot of things right.
I would agree with Mr. Joseph. And also move to accept his resignation effective June 30th, 2016, from Zoning Board of Appeals and as the Municipal Hearings Officer under Chapter 148B.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. I would just like to add to Mr. Joseph's comment. I had the pleasure of working with Roger on the Zoning Board of Appeals. The man just absolutely has a wealth of knowledge and has served this town so well, and I wish Roger all the best in the future. Item number 5, public comments, citizens' comments? None? Around town?
Around Dudley Town, yeah.
Around Dudley Town. Mr. Joseph, you want to add a little comment to this?
Yeah, I think I'm going to like this a lot. Not just Laurie Sullivan's presentation, but I really enjoy hearing about and learning new things about what people are planning on doing and what they are doing. So Sully's Dog Shack hasn't been around as long as Hot Dog Annie's, but I'm sure it will be in the long run.
Laurie, would you like to come up? Both of you, please. Come up and tell us a little bit about your business and inform the town of what you're doing.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I am Laurie Sullivan, my husband John Sullivan. Two of my sons, John and Jake, are here with us tonight. We are Sully's Dog Shack. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for making doing business in Dudley pleasant. It's been easy You have been always more than helpful, and the only thing you require from me is to feed you. That's a no-brainer for me, because I'm happy to do that for everybody. No, all kidding aside, it's been very easy for me to do business here, and I appreciate that. Business is tough. A small business is tougher, and when you have the support of the town behind you, it makes a huge difference, so I thank you all for that. All right, Sully's, we've been here for 6.5 years now. We started very small, hot dogs, burgers, steak and cheese. That's it. Now, our menu consists of hot dogs, burgers, steak and cheese, Italian sausage, kielbasa, kapusta, my homemade cabbage and cheese pierogi, and my homemade gołąbki. We also have installed a fryer later. We have fries, onion rings, pickled fries, mac and cheese bites. Delicious, every single one of them. We have numerous types of hot dogs. Not types of hot dogs, hot dog toppings. And every month we do something different. We try, or I try, the brains, I did, to come up with a hot dog of the month. June is, what is it? Hurry up. What's June dog? It's the bacon, lettuce, tomato, mayonnaise dog, and it literally has bacon, lettuce, tomato, and mayonnaise on it, and it's delicious. I don't like bacon, but I'll eat it on this hot dog. Next month, for July 4th, we're going to have the All-American, and that has bacon, apple pie topping, and cheese. It's delicious. People have asked for it again, so it's coming back. We like to give what people want.
One of our most popular dogs of the month is the bunny poop dog that we have in April, because at Easter time, bunnies lay eggs. We turn the eggs into egg salad and put it on top of the hot dog. And believe me, it works.
It's delicious.
People love it. We've been doing it for 3 years for that particular dog.
And it's fun. It's fun. People come in, oh, I saw the dog of the month, I gotta try it. And now we have breakfast. Oh my goodness, who knew? Who knew that 6.5 years ago I was gonna take something this small and make it this big? Breakfast is phenomenal. We have everything you can imagine. Here we're incorporating a pancake of the month again, and this month is Oreo cookie pancake. What is this? And it literally has Oreo cookies in it. It's got a vanilla glazed topping, whipped cream, and a nice Oreo cookie on top. It's like having breakfast, dessert for breakfast. Next month will be our celebration pancake with colorful jimmies, sprinkles. No, they're going to be colorful because it's a celebration. It's like fireworks explosion in a buttermilk pancake. So those are fun, and those are fun for the kids. We also have, he makes excellent homemade corned beef hash, which is very entailed, but it works. It's delicious, and there's a little secret in there, little pop people don't really realize it's in there, and it is turnip for all those who have pondered what is that taste.
What's that orange stuff? And
It's turnip. People think it's carrot. It is carrot, but it's turnip as well. It's very good. Don't like turnip? I'll eat this. This is great. It's even good on a hot dog, by the way. We've just grown. We've just expanded, and it's been great. It's been easy. I get a lot of the locals in for lunch and breakfast.
How come they always look at the cops when it comes to lunch and breakfast?
The EMTs, the fire department, everybody, people from Worcester.
Good Polish food.
Oh, yeah.
They're there. I mean, what else can you say about a business that has the townies coming in? And that's what it's all about. Giving you what you want, coming in, having a good time. I'll insult you all equally because I insult everyone equally. No special treatment for Paul, although he can bring his dog in maybe.
As long as I carry my dog, I can bring usually the little one in, the smallest one.
Sneaks them in.
No, and I'll carry
Sneaks
him.
him in. And I just say that's his.
What, I don't know what you're doing on the weekends, but Sweet Mother of Mary, it looks like there's a traffic jam, like they're giving stuff away. I often do coin shows early on a Sunday morning, and no matter what time I go by, there's a lot of cars out there.
Breakfast is great. You should stop in. It's quick.
We need a
Quick
bigger
turnover.
parking lot. But,
Yeah.
So are you open both days? And if so, Saturday and Sunday, and what hours?
7 to noon for breakfast. And then we switch over to, well, we'll give you at 11 o'clock, you want hot dogs? If you want hot dogs for breakfast, you got them. We're not, that's fine. And 4 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday.
7 to noon for breakfast on both of those days. Those are the only 2 days that we do breakfast. We're open our regular hours till 4 on Saturday, till 3 on Sunday, so you can get your hot dogs and other things that you want the rest of the day.
So you have only a half a day off the whole week?
We get Monday
Monday.
off.
Mondays?
Today's my day off.
Monday, and then just half a day on Sunday, and that's it?
Yeah.
Well, we
No,
get out at
half a day,
3,
we get
so-
out at 3, so.
Not even half.
We're up at 5, so by 3 o'clock in the afternoon, our day's winding down. We go to bed at 7, no.
But we're still having fun, so that's the
We're
most
having
important.
fun, and that's it.
Yeah.
And I think when you come in, I think these guys can attest to that. When you come in, it's fun. I know your dad comes in. We have a great time with your dad.
Everybody knows.
We
Yes,
just
you
got
do.
him a big shirt, so he's wearing a
got a Sully shirt
love my
now.
wiener shirt.
So what is it, I'd be curious, because you've tried so many things, many of which I think are daring, but obviously you do well with them. What are your biggest surprises in terms of your customers' reaction to them?
I think the names, the bunny poop or the dirty dog or the pee-pee dog.
The what?
Pee-pee. It's pulled pork.
Oh,
What are you going to call a pulled pork dog other than a pee-pee dog?
And then, of course, our shirts that say,
You love our
"You love
wiener."
my wiener."
And it's funny.
And
It's
they've been banned in most middle schools, we've been
But
told.
it's funny. It's a joke.
Ship them
and
all over the country.
It's meant to be a play on words. And Sully the Snowman.
Yeah, we have
The
a
kids
snowman.
love him. They
I know
want.
Laurie absolutely loves the Gołąbki, and if I ever go down there and I don't come back with one, I hear about it. I hear about it.
Okay.
A lot of Polish food.
Okay.
Lot.
I would just like to comment a little bit. My wife and I were there for Father's Day and had excellent breakfast. Our server was absolutely fantastic. Mr. Sullivan runs around with his coffee pot in each hand, steals the tips off the table. I hope the girls get it. I hope Colleen gets it. Nice family atmosphere. You seem to know everybody by their first name, or just about everybody by their name. That's the way a little restaurant should be run like, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're both local kids. We're both originally born and brought up in Webster. We've both spent time living in Dudley over the last, me, 60-plus years, and not so many for her. But we live in Thompson now, just over the line. And we've got strong roots in the community. She also was a realtor, and I was on the fire department in Webster for 25 years. So we know a lot of people from all those connections that we've made. And we have even more friends with the restaurant, of all the people, the new customers, and people come in, say it's their first time, and say we'll definitely be back, and a week later they show up again, and it's like...
Can't get rid of them.
It feels good.
Yeah, it's been great to see the way it started off, and now you're into breakfast, and
It's crazy. It's taking that and,
well, somehow you found the right combination.
yeah,
And
it works.
does it seem like you're going to expand any further, or you're kind of at that point where everything's somewhat manageable?
I don't know where I'd go from here. I want to stay manageable so that we can still have fun and enjoy it. When it's not fun anymore, I don't want to do it. If I got to do it, and we work very hard. It's a lot of hours, a lot of time away from my kids, and if it's not fun,
You have a lot of Nichols traffic?
we do. We get a lot of Nichols boys. They come in. A lot of the professors and the
Staff that work in
Staff.
Nichols come in. Yep.
they come in.
Coaches.
A lot of local businesses will call and order. Some of the what is that child care place?
Oh, yeah, there's a couple different...
Pinky Sass calls
different,
in.
yeah. I think if we did delivery, if there were ever to go another step to expand it, it might be
Delivery.
bringing in delivery. We know that the other side of Webster, it's hard for people to get from there to where we are at lunchtime. So that could be a hit, but
Yeah.
we're not ready to take that step yet. You know, it's,
What about breakfast during the week?
we've toyed with that, and It's the number of hours that we'd have to put in additional, like I said
He needs
earlier.
his ugly sleep.
I've been around for a few years, and I don't know how, many more hours I want to tack onto that day when we'd already retired from one job, but loving this second career that we have.
Okay. That's good.
It is fun.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, if we hope that if you ever get to the point where your place is too small, parking is too small, that, you try to work with us to stay in town, because I think this is where you find your niche for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so far so good. It's working, knock on wood. The parking is an issue, but we let people know, it's quick. Turnover, you gotta wait a minute. John will
I've even offered
serenade
to valet
you.
some of our regular customers' cars. I said, call me, I'll come out. I'll park it across the street at the car
And
dealership.
we'll just give them breakfast over there and they'll be happy. Free car with every breakfast.
Okay.
I don't know about everybody else, but I'm grateful to have the quality of the food establishments we have in Dudley, with Sully's up on top of that list. It's
you.
nice to have it, whether it's a sit down or a go in and take out. It's just enjoyable. So
Well,
congratulations.
it's been a pleasure.
And thank you.
Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure, and thank you all for your support, because without that, can't be here, especially this lady, always out.
Thank you for
Take
coming.
work.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We wish you the best.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
Good night.
Thanks, you guys.
Item number 7.
Before we go on, can I add real quickie?
Sure.
Greg, Michelle, I asked Corey Brody, who has the mulch and gravel and sand and stone, and I know he's adding some other things, but I don't know what. I've asked him if he could come in for our next meeting, and when his season is really busy, him meaning Roger Records from Burpees and Records, when things quiet down for them after the summer, I've asked them if they would come in and make a presentation also. And I hope other selectmen will invite other folks in, because we got some interesting people and some really solid, good businesses in town. Thank you.
You're welcome. Item number 7, public hearings. There aren't any. Item number 8, Council on Aging, request for a wine and malt license for Jimmy D's Italian Lunch from 12 to 2:30 for the following dates: Friday, July 29th, 2016, Friday, August 26th, 2016, Friday, September 30th, 2016, Friday, October 28th, 2016, Friday, November 18th, 2016, and Friday, December 16th, 2016. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that the board approve the Council on Aging's request for wine and malt wine and malt license for the Council on Aging Italian Luncheon on the dates you just read into the record, from 12 p.m. to 2:30 p.m.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimous. Item number 9, public business. Donation of land for passive recreation, Oakview Estates Condominium Trust, Inc., Parcel C, on a plan dated 5/2/08, Plan Book 867, Plan 45.
So you can see the letter from town council board members. It will require a vote of town meeting at our fall town meeting to accept the property. There's a copy of the plan that's attached that shows the property, which is mostly wet, according to the map that's here. It's parcel C. So with your permission, we'll put it on the docket for fall town meeting business, and if it passes, the town will then become owner of parcel C for conservation purposes.
Okay, do we need a motion on that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move that we place the issue of the donation of land on Roberts Road in Dudley on the fall as a warrant article on the fall 2016 annual town meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item B, pilot agreement between Solar MA Project Management, LLC, Series 25, and the Town of Dudley, 72 West Dudley Road and Dufree Road.
Mr. Chairman, could I give an introduction?
Absolutely.
So there are two solar pilot agreements on your agenda for approval this evening. Both of them have been previously authorized by vote of town meeting, and they have gone through the permitting process before the planning board, so there's been public hearings and such. Both of the agreements are for 20 years. Both agreements are calculated based upon $12,500 per megawatt of power generated with a 2% annual escalator. So in that regard, they are both identical. The annual payments expected through these projects over their life, it totals $1,609,400. They comprise in total 43.8 acres. And just to give you an idea of perspective of the town of Dudley is 14,144 acres. So it's less than 0.5% of the total land area in town. And I think it's a good use of land that otherwise would be unlikely to be developed. And negotiations have been completed. They were quite lengthy, not necessarily because of the fact that there were any delays, but getting through the planning board process can tend to be a bit arduous. And so I would recommend, and if you would allow each of the proponents to come forward, and if you have questions about them about the project, and I can also speak to any particular questions that may be in the agreement.
Okay. Please come up. Tell us a little bit about your project, please.
So, my name is Pedro Rodriguez. I'm from Seaboard Solar.
You speak up just a little bit.
My name is Pedro Rodriguez from Seaboard Solar. Our project is about 4.4 megawatts. It's going to be located in 72 West Road. Upon the agreements that we have already with the town, we're going to donate a portion of the land where the arrays will be located by 2040. So we already have all approvals to move forward with the construction, and this is the last piece that we need to finish up with the financials, so we know how much money we're going to be paying in taxes.
Yeah, could I ask that the other gentleman also come up? We
Sure.
may have similar questions for both. Chris Clark.
Good evening, Chris Clark with Nexamp. I'm here on behalf of Farley Road Solar LLC.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah, go ahead. JJ.
what's the responsibility of the board? Just to sign the agreement, approve and sign the agreement?
Yeah, I think that's the responsibility of the board, because they've already been authorized by a vote of town meeting. And I think both gentlemen should come in if you have questions about them. The agreements are parallel, so there's, it's not like there was one agreement that was written different for one company. They're both parallel agreements with the same language that's in there. Early termination penalties equal to 1 annual payment. As I said, the $12,500 per megawatt with a 2% annual escalator, 20-year terms. So those are kind of parallels that we have in each of the agreements. I think probably one of the major changes is in one of the agreements, the developer owns some of the property, and they, at the end of the term, they will be looking to donate some of the land to the town as open space.
Okay.
It's pretty unique, and that was done as a result of the negotiation process, and that's with Pedro's project, Seaboard Solar. The property is on Durfee Road and Fish Road, I think, 72 West Dudley Road. So they're, the property at the end of the term, if you want to look at their agreement and look at page 10, under miscellaneous, the developer agrees to donate parcels of land to the town and shown the overall site plan with open space dated October 15, 2014, or revised April 2015, parcels totaling 10.43 acre And again, additional parcels totaling 13.57 and 13.53 are also to be donated. So I think the gain to the town is the town receives some revenue, and at the end of the term, the land is donated to the town, and the town can use it as it sees fit in the future.
Okay, just to keep things moving, if you can get to the discussion portion of the motion, I'll move that the board approve the pilot agreement between Solar MA Project Management LLC Series 25 in the town of Dudley at 72 West Dudley Road, Durfee Road.
Second.
I'll also move, Mr. Chairman, that the board approve the pilot agreement between Nexamp Solar
We
LLC.
can't do that while there's a motion on the floor. We got to
Okay,
wait.
I'm sorry.
Okay, all in favor of the first?
The
Questions?
discussion.
Number one, Greg, you've done a typically outstanding job in negotiating these, not only in the best interest of the town, but in fairness to the developers and the landowners. And you need to be complimented and thanked for that. Let me just get my thoughts here real quick. I want to make sure I got this right. The Solar Mass Project Management LLC is approximately a 4.4 potential megawatt project. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the Nexamp project is a 1.3
megawatts DC.
1.3 megawatts. What if either one of these projects and the landowners wish to continue either with the existing or improved technology on these sites? Are there any clauses, are there clauses in these that allow for a mutual notification and negotiation for extending the life of these agreements?
At some point, we'd have to address that. I thought you were going to ask me if they generate more power. Then there's a mechanism for doing that, because the $12,500
Yep.
applies whether they generate less or they generate more
Yep.
power. But in the future, I think we'd have to come back and have an amended agreement and have some discussions. And hopefully, if these two gentlemen are here, we've had nothing but easy negotiations to this point.
Okay, so my last question, if I may. Do either of you or your companies have any experience where that has or is occurring, an extension? You know, I know it's a relatively new field in industry and technology.
Yeah, I'll speak for Nexamp. We've installed, we've constructed 50-plus megawatts in Massachusetts. Our largest array is 6 megawatts. Our oldest arrays are about 7 years old, so we haven't reached a point where the technology has become obsolete or in need of replacement. That said, the technology is rapidly changing. There could come a time where it would make sense to change out modules or technologies in the middle of an agreement, but that has not happened yet on any of our projects.
Okay. The same?
Yeah, same case, yeah.
Okay. The reason I ask that is there is a company in central Massachusetts that has developed and is seeking patents on a convex solar cell that picks up the sun's rays earlier in the day and keeps energy coming in later in the day rather than the flat cells. And I was wondering if either of you have had the opportunity to see that, hear of that, or have any knowledge of that development of that new technology.
Yeah, I would say that we have yet to explore that technology from a design standpoint.
Yep.
For any of our projects.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
Okay, well, certainly there'll be reasons to build something into an amendment of an agreement should we decide or desire to do so. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, Jonathan?
I'm all set.
Okay. Do we have a motion
We do have the motion on the first one.
and a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That's on the Solar Mass Project Management LLC.
Thank you.
Okay.
How about if I go ahead and move the second one?
Yes, please.
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that the board approve the pilot agreement between Nexamp Solar LLC and the town of Dudley at the corner of Center Road and Farley Road.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion unanimous.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much.
I don't know what it is. All I can think about is hot dogs, and I'm starving.
Sign here.
Let me just clarify.
I'm a hot
Greg,
dog
we've
guy.
already received authorization at town meeting to enter into these agreements, so there is no vote required
Correct.
by an additional town meeting on either of these pilot
Correct.
agreements, right?
Correct, Mr. Joseph. We have town meeting approval on both of these projects and planning board approval on both of these projects.
Thank you, sir. What did we do before he got here?
Stumble.
Didn't have these.
Oh, boy. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Pedro. We will, what we're going to do is we will send them off to you by mail tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. One more.
So just while you're signing, we would have 3 solar projects total, including the 2 that you've just approved. Total average revenue is $119,311 over the life of 20 years. So
It's from the 3.
from the 3, so that's what we'll expect to bring in. And the gentleman didn't mention it this evening, but they're on deadlines to get these projects up and running as early as January of 2017.
Did you say the average?
Average annual,
119,000?
119,000, because there's an escalator.
Yeah.
So if I take the midway cost, it's $119,311 for the 3 facilities. There's already been one that we've permitted that hasn't been built yet out on Dudley Oxford Road.
You've just covered your salary.
Okay, I think I got all this signed.
I guess it was a good investment.
Yeah.
I don't know if I did this one. I think I did.
And the good news, these agreements will be going long after I'm no longer with the town.
Oh, they're 50-year agreements, are
50-year agreements, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, item number D, First Congregational Church, parking waiver request for Saturday, July 16th, 2016, with a rain date for Sunday, July 17th, 2016, from 8:30 to 3 p.m. for additional church, for the annual church auction.
So moved.
they? Second.
Any discussion?
No, just to let people know that I will be, with the passing of Lyman Hall, I will be working, I think for the 3rd year, with Rich Merrill in doing the auctioneering for this event. And I'm going to tell you, number one, it's a good place to get deals, as many auctions are, but we have a lot of fun. It's held on the Grange property. It's held outdoors. It's a great, relaxed atmosphere and a lot of fun.
Sounds good. Chief, any problems? You all set? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Item number E, Board of Health, permission to use the Clorinda Wood Fund in the amount of $108 for the Harrington Memorial Hospital for health services in April 2016.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimous. Item number F, new fire station project, vote recommendation. Chief?
Before the chief makes his presentation, I want to make it clear, because evidently there's a few folks that heard things the wrong way. I am absolutely not opposed to this particular project. I just wanted the opportunity to carefully review it, as I strongly prefer to do, before I took a vote. However, I have gone over it meticulously, and I'm going to tell you, I can't find anything wrong. I can't find anything amiss. I don't have any major questions about this proposal, or even minor questions at all.
Did you have enough time?
I did now. I had a couple of weeks to do it. Yep. I'm very happy.
I'm getting ready for him to put his hands around my throat.
No.
Well, I don't really have a lot to say. I mean, we pretty much gave our speech the last meeting. I mean, it's all the bullet points that are listed. I mean, we listened to the citizens' concerns. The first project was 9.2, which was a little high for them. The second one's reduced by $2.7 million. It's $6.5 million for this project. They didn't like, the biggest complaint I heard is they didn't like the existing site, the site we picked the first time, which was behind the town hall. So now it's going to be in the same exact spot where the fire station is now. It doesn't take anything off the tax rolls, so, I mean, we'll see. Hopefully, this one will be a go, because, I mean, we did everything the citizens asked of us, and we desperately need a new fire station. On a related note, we just got our new ambulance in. It's as high as the ladder truck, and I had to remove part of the exhaust system to get the ambulance to fit in the station. Or I have to have part of the exhaust system removed so we can open the doors. So, I mean, it's a dire need. We have ceilings that are collapsing inside, and building equipment such as generators and things that are from the 1960s and 70s. It's just time to do it. I mean, I think this is a very reasonable price. $6.5 million in 2017, and I always use the example of the town hall. You spent $8.2 million on renovating this building in, what, 2003? And it's almost 2017, and I'm getting it for $2.2 million less than that, so I think it's a good deal.
Yeah, and I think we heard the voters loud and clear last time, Mr. Chairman. As the chief said, it was the cost was an issue. I heard a lot of feedback about what could we get for $5 to $7 million. Yeah. So we came back with a proposal at $6.5 million. They didn't like the location. It was a little bit tight getting it into the municipal complex. So we're remaining on the same location, and it stands alone as a item to vote on the ballot. There are no other equipment requests attached to that spending item on the ballot. Correct, Chief?
What was that?
There's not going to be any additional.
No, it's
items.
just the station and the station only. Trust me, I learned my lesson the last time.
Right. So it's a straight up vote. I mean,
right.
The feedback we received was that nobody in particular was opposed to a fire station. I mean, if you can't get equipment anymore to fit in the building, and you're getting rid of a lot of equipment, if the new standard is to make it higher than it normally is, if it no longer fits in the building, if it no longer serves our needs from 1962 when we didn't have a full-time fire station, we didn't have full-time career firefighters, overnight 24/7 paramedic service, then everybody seemed to agree that it was time to upgrade the building. The only issues were those three that I just mentioned, and they've been addressed. So it should be a straightforward vote, yes or no.
And the building was built in 1960.
It was built in 1960. What did I say? 62?
Yeah. No. Sorry.
Okay, it's older than I thought.
Okay, I would just like to make a comment that I absolutely support this project. This project now is coming in with a 30% reduction in cost. The present building is outdated. I personally believe it's probably out of code. It doesn't have female facilities, which it certainly should have. We already own the land. We don't have to purchase any property to put this on. So this project has my 100% support.
Okay, just one other quick thing. I'd just like to thank the building committee and Chairman Spall They've done a fantastic job over the last 3 or 4 years. I mean, we've all worked hard to try and make this project happen. I mean, this project started 5 years ago when Selectman Joseph asked me to take it on, so we've come a long way since then, but I'd like to thank the building committee for all their hard work and helping us out. I mean, a lot of those people are citizens of the town, and they know the town, and they know the people in the town, so it helped out a lot.
I believe it's time, and it's time to support this and make it happen. Mr. Joseph?
Yeah, it's, number one, we paid off the brand-new ladder truck early. That's unheard of.
Significantly early.
Number two, since you've been chief, everything you said you would do, you have done, without exception. And Jonathan spoke to some of those issues. Number three, that's keeping a Main Street, a West Main Street, a main thoroughfare location, not hidden. I'm amazed that the committee and you, together, did not throw up your hands in disgust, but instead put your shoulders to the wheel, and you all just came up with a really incredible working plan. And I'm really excited about this. No property has to be bought. No property is going to be taken off the tax rolls. Somehow you figured out how to do this and still meet all of the needs. So if we're going to take a vote not to endorse the concept, which is what we did a couple weeks ago, but instead to actually approve of this and to put it before the people, then I would be glad to make that motion or second it. You've done an incredible job.
My thought, I wasn't sure, I'm not sure how you're forming that question, but I do have it on the next agenda, July 11th, for you to approve a ballot question on the November election, because it has to be into the Attorney General's office by August 5th, right, Greg?
August 3rd.
August 3rd.
Do we have to put this at a town meeting first and then? No, just on the ballot?
I'm sorry,
Oh, it's got to go to both, but it's still...
The timing is town meeting on October 24th.
Right.
And then ballot at the presidential election on November 8th. But as Dean is alluding to, the Secretary of State has some deadlines. And one of those deadlines is to put a local ballot question on the presidential election. You have to notify the Secretary of State no later than August 3rd, which is why the question needs to come before the board.
Okay,
at its
can we make
meeting.
this easy?
Yeah, let's not delay
Yep.
it.
Make it easy.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move that the Board of Selectmen endorses the fire department, the fire building station committee, and the recommendation of the chief to place a warrant article on the fall town meeting and to place a ballot question in front of the people at the presidential election in November. Is that the correct motion?
November 8th.
November 8th specifically.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries unanimous.
So it's my understanding that I don't need to put this on the July 11th agenda. You just
We
approved
just did it.
Okay, thank you. Again, I'd like to thank my building committee. I know you thanked me for the hard work I did, but I couldn't have done it without them. Like I said, some of those committee members have been involved on other committees in town and have lived in town their whole lives and been involved in other buildings such as this one. And if it wasn't for them, I don't think we would have got this far because, you know, like I said, they know the townspeople, they know the inner workings of the town, so it really helped move the project forward.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we had a really good cross-section on that building committee where there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of argument, pro and con. Everything from the political side of it to the engineering side of it was discussed and debated ad nauseum. So I think we really have a pretty good plan going forward. I hope that it meets with the residents' approval.
And I will say this too, we had for this project that I presented, we had unanimous support from the building committee, which is something we didn't have from the beginning. It was, by the time we got to this project, we had unanimous support of the whole building committee, which is 7 members, so.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Well done.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Chief. Okay, item number G, we were going to put a hold on that for now.
We are, next meeting.
Next meeting. Item number H, tentative meeting dates for the Board of Selectmen. July 11th, 2016, July 25th, 2016, August 8th, 2016, August 22nd, 2016, September 12th, 2016, September 26th, 2016, October 3rd, 16, October 17th, 16, October 24th, 16, at Shepherd Regional High School prior to the town meeting, November 14th, 2016, November 28th, 2016, and December 12th, 2016.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Item number 10, student representative. Alex.
Well, sorry for the delay. I should have been here at the last meeting, but I was
Yeah, we were
not in
thinking
town.
about that.
I wasn't in town. I went up to the Berkshires for a little graduation present. So,
Did you behave?
yes, of course.
Okay.
So, after 3 long years, it's kind of hard to believe that this is my last meeting. When I was given this opportunity the beginning of my sophomore year, I didn't really know what I was getting into. I didn't know what it was going to be like. I didn't expect to learn as much as I did from each and every one of you, and each one of you guys has had an impact in my life, whether you guys may feel as if you did or not. I came in as a totally different person as I am now, and I feel as if I've grown as an individual and as an adult, and I thank each and every one of you guys for that, and I will keep in touch with you guys as much as I can throughout my next journey at Anna Maria.
Please do. Good luck. You've done an absolute outstanding job for us, and
Thank
we
you.
appreciate it.
I'll make sure you guys get good hands next year.
Yeah, I'm going to miss you. You know, I've kind of enjoyed having you sitting here next to me. You're a good person. You've been a really good student selectman. You've done a great job, and I know you're going to do really well.
Thank you.
Really well.
Before Michelle jumps out of her seat.
Even though you skipped out on the balloons last
Yeah.
I think I'm going to give you one. I think I'll give you one of the balloons because I think you've had more comments about it.
Actually, the owl was in the way of the camera at the last meeting. Kept
Okay,
popping in the
thank you again, Alex.
Thank you.
Item number 11, board member comments.
None, believe it or not.
All set.
I'll just make a quick comment. On Saturday, I was fortunate to attend the Wheelock Woods dedication for the Dudley Conservation Land Trust. It was absolutely fantastic. Our state representative, Peter Durant, was also there. It was a wonderful time by all, and the Wheelock family has made a wonderful donation to conservation, and I want to thank them for inviting me. Town administrator report.
I'm just going to touch upon a couple of things. The first is the notice, 61A notice for the 55 acres of agricultural land off of Corbin Road has been received. You have a copy of it in your packet. It's not on the agenda because we just received it today. However, the notice sets forth the town's rights under the law to schedule a town meeting and a municipal election within 120 days, which is October 18th, and if we decide to exercise it, it's certainly enough time to hold both a town meeting and an election. What I'd like to do is put it on the agenda for discussion at your next meeting, and that would be on July 11th at this point. As you know, it has been there's been ample discussion at town meeting. There's been considerable discussion at ZBA and Board of Health public meetings. I would suggest in the past the board has held public hearings prior to deciding what to do. I think in this case that's probably not necessary. I think it's probably better to proceed in terms of what direction the board wishes to go in at its July 11th meeting. I did provide a copy of the document to town council has to be reviewed in terms of its statutory compliance with the law. We'll have that information back for our meeting on Friday.
Okay.
Question? At our next meeting, will you expect us to vote in the affirmative or negative on whether or not we want to go ahead in the purchase of the land?
Yeah.
And will town council provide the language for such a motion?
We will. We'll have language for a town meeting article and a potential ballot article, both to be before you at the next meeting.
So you're looking for two things? You're looking for our recommendation as to whether or not to purchase, as well as to put it on the ballot?
Under the law, the Board of Selectmen are the ones who have the right to exercise the option. You decide whether you wish to proceed with the purchase of the property. If you say no, then the process stops right here and now. If you say yes, then the board has an opportunity to schedule a special town meeting, and I'll have some dates and some recommendations on that, followed by a ballot election. And both of those need to take place by the 120-day schedule.
Okay. So, Greg, a yes vote only allows it to go to town meeting and the ballot question.
That's right.
Okay.
They have the final say.
Yep. Thank you.
Just to clarify, if we vote to go ahead, which does give the people the opportunity to speak, and it does not receive a two-thirds vote at a town meeting, it does not go to a ballot vote.
100% correct.
Okay. But if it does, then it goes to a ballot vote.
Yeah, well, I think the wording that we would have is contingent language in the town meeting
Right.
article that would say that if it failed town meeting, then the ballot vote would be negated.
Okay.
No reason for a ballot vote.
That's why I'm wondering about the nature of the motion that we'll hear at our next meeting.
Okay.
And then to end my comments on a positive note, the town beach is scheduled to open on Friday, July 1st. It will be staffed by lifeguards on Thursdays to Sunday throughout the entire summer. I've gotten calls in the office and inquiries from the selectmen about the beach. Why is it not staffed right now? We typically don't staff the beach until the end of June, beginning of July. And we'll staff it in the same manner that we did in the past year, which is Thursdays through Sunday during daytime hours. The Recreation Commission also will be looking to hold a beach run on August 20th with the rain date of August 21st, and we'll put that on the agenda for your next meeting. But I don't see those in terms of being conflicts. They raise money for necessary recreation programs, including continued operation of the beach. I think it's a good idea. Thank you.
Okay, but it might be noted that I guess some of the public thought that they were not allowed to go to the beach, period.
Beaches posted, no swimming, no lifeguard is on duty. That is to protect the town.
Yes.
And so persons have an opportunity to go to the beach. We ask what you bring in, you take out.
Yep.
But people have the ability, but it is swim at your own risk.
Okay.
And short of putting up a fence and a chain, that's all we can do.
I know, but I wanted to clarify that,
Yeah.
but it doesn't mean somebody can't go down there and just sit and read a book.
Have a great time.
Have a great time.
Happy summer to everyone.
Okay. Anything
That's it.
else, Greg?
Nope.
Okay. Departmental comments, Chief?
Yeah, sent something out to all of you today, and we put something out on notice on Facebook and out to the press. Center Road is going to be paved on Thursday and Friday this week, so most of it's probably going to be shut down at some point, and there'll be detours in the area. They're going to probably pave the main part one day, and then the next day the plan is they're going to install the raised crosswalks, so it's going to increase in height.
They're kind of elongated humps, aren't they?
I think so, yeah. They're almost like those shelves or something like that.
Yep.
They're
That's a shelf.
raised crosswalks. So that I think there's like 4 of them that are going to go on that stretch of the road. So I think that's what they'll plan to do the second day. So there's going to be some detours and delays and things up in that area Thursday and Friday this week.
Now, those will be on remote control and can be lowered so the plows don't hit them, right?
You better ask Danny about that. That's
okay.
his forte. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'm going to move that we adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.
Good luck, Alex, my
Thank you,
friend.
gentlemen.